Hey, I'm Supats, lifelong solopreneur. Now living my life with only one passion to help solopreneurs to launch their digital products on fast track so that they can be profitable as fast as within 1 week, and they want to scale, they can join the membership. And as a bonus, I show them how they can sell their digital products all over the world using affiliates. Without further delay, let's get started. Welcome to New Beginning Inspiration for You podcast. And as we promise every time, you will have a special guest who will bless your life, who will improve your business. And today's guest, Matt Matt Diamante. And I was looking at his profile and it is so impressive. The first thing I saw that how to rank number one on Google without spending a dollar. I said, okay, just on this particular topic, I can talk for hours and hours because I know every one of you want to know. But he is specialized in many other things. He is specialized in SEO, he is specialized in ads, he is specialized in digital marketing, and that is what everyone is looking forward to. So without further delay, let me invite Matt, just I want to know more about your journey. How did you get started, and just let us know
Yeah,
about
thank
your
you for having
story.
me. Um, where it got started, I did go to school for advertising. The program's called Advertising and Marketing Communications Management, which basically gears you up to be a account person, right? So an account person manages the creatives, manages the client, all that kind of stuff. And in that program, they want you to know a little bit about all the different jobs in advertising. So we did everything from building websites using HTML to doing SEO to social media to even some more traditional marketing, or I guess advertising, media buying stuff. So we learned about newspapers and TV and, out of home. And the thing that really stuck with me was SEO. To me, it was like just a puzzle. It was free for people to do. Anybody could start up a website, start putting content on there, and start ranking on Google. And you didn't need money to do it. And that's what I liked the most about it. Then from there, I graduated. I worked in a couple big agencies. Wasn't for me. And then yeah, here we are. I kept getting clients, and eventually I accidentally started an agency because I had too many clients.
All right. The SEO, I come across with so many people and they think it is so complicated. There is a on-page SEO, there is a technical SEO, there is a backlink and all. And most people actually outsource SEO and they end up getting spammy
Yep.
backlinks, and it's really a mess. So what can
In
they
terms of
do?
backlinks or just in general?
In general, SEO, I just want to know means what action they can take. And yeah, if you want to go details about backlinks, sure, you
Okay,
can go
so
that
let's
too.
start from the very top when we're talking about SEO. So SEO is just getting your website to show up higher on Google, right? That's the very basic. From there, with that understanding, you need to understand, or you need to know that to show up on Google, you need content. And content is words, content is images, videos, links. You need that on your website. And I wish it was as simple as saying, yeah, throw up some content and Google will rank you number one. But, as you and I know, Sue, that is just not how it works. Um, so the number one thing to keep in mind is that anytime you are writing content on your website, so whether that's a service page, a product page, your home page, an about page, or blog posts, which we'll get to blog posts in a sec. Blog posts are very, very crucial to ranking higher on Google. And I know a lot of people say, blog posts, do those still work? It's not 2012 anymore. Uh, does Google care? Do people care? Does anybody even read those things? And the answer is yes, they do. So with that in mind, anytime you're creating content on your website, you need to keep the person who's going to read it in mind, right? It needs to be helpful. You can't just throw up random stuff and expect people to come to your website and say, "Oh, I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to go read that." You need to create content that answers a question or provides them more information about a topic, right? So even if it's your service page, right? If you are a plumber and you have a page that's, emergency plumber for basements, for flooding basements, right? You want to, on that page, say, here are the steps to take before you even call us. Turn off your water, right? Here's usually where you can find it. So you're giving people help right away. And if you're doing that, they'll be more likely to call you or order from you or buy from you.
Oh, absolutely. This is such a great advice. And it's in platform important about SEO because I remember when I started my blogging
Yep.
on WordPress, I got traffic immediately. I really didn't have much to do. I think WordPress SEO is very comprehensive. You can set up a lot of SEO. But later on, I changed my platform. I went to system.io, and somehow I felt that initial
Yeah.
traffic was lost. So, is the platform so important? What
So the
platform do you
platform
suggest?
is important, but it's also not important at the same time. The thing I always say to people is use the platform that is going to get you online the quickest. So if that is Squarespace or Wix or WordPress or Shopify, use, and it could be another one. There's tons out there, or you can do it manually. You can code the website yourself, but most people aren't going to do that if they're a business owner because it takes a lot of time and you have to learn a lot of stuff and it's very frustrating. So the platform that I always recommend, if you are a service-based business, use WordPress. It's the best platform. It's the best for SEO. Wix and Squarespace and website builders like that, they there's a lot of bloat in the code, right? There's a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily need there, and there's a lot of things that you can't change when it comes to SEO, which we can talk about shortly. But a lot of things you can't change. But with WordPress, you can change everything. And that's not to say that it's a really complicated system. It is the most used CMS, so content management system, website builder, we'll call it, in the world. I think it's like 50% of all the websites that exist are built on the WordPress platform.
50, I
Yeah,
heard
it's
like
it's really
70.
high. So if you need help with
Yeah.
WordPress, there are a ton of forums and there's even more people out there who you could either hire or ask questions to help you understand the platform or do what you want to do like on your website. Even interns know how to use, or they should know how to use WordPress and like stuff like Shopify. It is again, it's the most used website builder in the world. So if people want to get into whether it's SEO or any kind of digital marketing, they should have a firm grasp on WordPress. And just,
So we
sorry, I
are
was going to
getting,
say, just
huh,
to touch
okay,
on
go
your
ahead.
traffic disappearing when you switch platforms, that could be a number of reasons. Did all the URLs change? Did the content itself change? Did the headings change? No?
Not
I
really.
I wonder if it's like a site
No,
architecture thing. Basically, are people able to find those pages as
possibly.
easily? Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. So we are getting into secrets of digital marketing. So you tell what is the number one secret for
Oh my God, the number one
2025.
secret for 2025 for the last 10 years basically is make sure you're using the keyword on the page that you want to rank for that keyword. That it's like it's such basic advice, but so many people miss doing that. Like if you are an emergency plumber, right, who can fix leaky basements or flooding basements, you want to use the keyword emergency plumber and in whatever city you are, or flooding basement plumber, whatever the city is, right? So you want to use that exact keyword multiple times on the page, and you'd be surprised at how many calls I get on with people, and they're like, "Why aren't I ranking?" And I go, "Well, why aren't you using the keyword? That's why you're not ranking."
But how to use keywords? Because if you use too many, it
Yeah.
can be keyword stuffing. So how do you know
So
the
the way that
balance?
I determine what the balance should be is I look at if you just Google the keyword you want to rank for, and you look at the top 3 search results, that will give you the balance that you need. So if the
So
yeah,
use the
so if you look
variation.
at the first result, for example, and they're using the keyword 10 times and they have 1,000 words on the page, that is a 1% keyword density. right? You want to have a 1.1 or a 1.2 keyword density, and you want to try to match the word count as well. But if you go to number two and you notice their keyword density is higher, it might be too high. That site might be over optimized, or that page might be over optimized. So you want to go to what the number one person is doing and maybe do slightly more than they're doing, slightly less than number two is doing.
Okay. So how do you find this
So
keyword
keyword density
density?
is just the total amount of words on the page divided by the amount of times that keyword is being used.
So where do we find these
You
analytics? Means
um
Google Analytics
no,
or
it's not a metric that any Google system is reporting on, at least publicly. So you can literally go into there's so many tools that do this. If you type in keyword density checker on Google, you will find one that will give you those answers.
okay. No, I have a question that I saw
Yeah.
in your profile that from 0 to 250,000 secret social media growth. How can it
Well, it
happen?
happens. So I had a client at one point who told me, give away 99.99% of what you know, and people will pay you for the rest. Right. And he grew a large following doing that. And it took me a couple years to really figure out how, or, to not how to do it, but I guess it did take me a while to figure out how to convey that information. But I, um, I just posted helpful content every single day on Instagram I did it for 6 months, 3 times a day for 6 months. And I didn't give up. I decided I was going to do it for a year, give it my best shot, really try at it. And if it didn't work after a year, I was, I was just going to stop, or I was going to do something else. And at 6 months and a week, I got my first video that went viral. I got like 1 million views, and then I had to figure out why did that video go viral and analyze that, which is a really fun thing to do. So why did it go viral? I had a hook at the beginning. The information was useful. I got a lot of followers from that video because of how useful the information was and how it was presented. And then I just kept, maybe once a month or twice a month, another video would kick off, another video would go viral. And it's been just over 2 years at this point, and it's crazy. It's absolutely life changing.
See, you are saying that give away 99.9%, and I heard totally different. I heard like tell them what, but don't tell
Yeah,
them
I mean,
how. So, do you
yeah, I
agree
mean,
to
I
that?
show people. I think this is why people are following me over other people, is because I will show them how to do it. Right? I will tell them why and I'll show
Okay.
them how. And there's a lot of different strategies and a lot of stuff that goes into SEO. So unfortunately, I can't fit all of that into one video. It would take me, hours and hours and hours to explain everything. And on Instagram, you have 30 seconds, maybe to a minute, maybe a minute and a half. So it's like, it's micro content, right? I can show you exactly how to do this one part of it, but I can't show you all the steps. So you have to follow and watch all the videos.
Okay. So you said you did 3 posting per day. So these were
These
post
were
or
reels.
reels or
Yeah.
stories. These were reels because I even heard that you should put like 9 stories per day, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I don't have bandwidth for nine
Yeah. I
stories
mean,
per day."
I don't do stories every
So
day. I never have. But when I do stories, I feel like people are more likely to follow because they see I'm a real person. And you don't need to do 9. You could do one story. You could do 2 stories every day. But again, I don't even follow that rule.
okay, so when to build a no like and trust factor, it's better to show your
Oh, yeah.
face, right? Because nowadays faceless videos are or stock videos, those are also quite hot. So what is your
Yeah,
opinion
you should
about those?
100% show your face. The thing is, people want to follow people and people want to buy from people that they can trust, right? They don't care what the business is.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a person and they can trust that person's helped them out, that credibility and that trust is already built in there, because people have already spent, before I talk to anybody, whether it's on a Zoom call or a discovery call when somebody wants to work with us, they've already spent hours and hours and hours with me watching my content, right? So that trust and that credibility is already there. And on top of that, I've helped them. It's not BS content. It's not, here's how to make $1 million from Google. No, it's nothing like that. It's here's how to optimize your H1 tag or your heading 1 tag, right?
And I heard that
Yeah.
Instagram, since we're talking about Instagram, just talking about that, Instagram is good for low ticket or mid ticket sale. For high ticket, Instagram, it's not that good. So, what is your
I had a
opinion about
call
that?
yesterday with the VP of marketing from a 9-figure company, over $100 million a year company, who found me on Instagram. So if you're saying it's for low ticket items, yeah, you can sell low ticket items, you can sell medium ticket items, but you can certainly sell very large ticket items. Not directly, people will contact you and want to work with you, but
So, basically, set up the strategy call after your content, and then you can talk to each other and find each other's needs and then
yeah,
provide
I mean, Sue,
solution,
I don't
right?
even tell people that we take on clients. I get emails, people filling out the contact form on my website. I do not send people there. And it's like 5 or 10 people every single day are reaching out saying, we want to work with you. Yeah,
Oh, this is amazing. This is
it
like a
really
dream
is.
come true.
And now I'm stuck. I have to make content
Wow.
every single day. There's no end in sight.
Okay. So this is really dream means 5 to 10 people contacting you every day
Yeah,
that they want to work with you. I am working with coaches even if they get 5 requests per month, they will be happy. Forget 5 requests per day, but 5 to 10 requests per day. It is really like a dream
it's
come
crazy.
true. It's really amazing. Yeah. So, which is your choice of social media
What's my favorite
platform
platform?
for especially for B2B? Yeah.
Specifically for B2B, people always ask me that. They say, well, if you want B2B, go to LinkedIn. That's where business people hang out. And the answer is not LinkedIn. If you want people to sell to you all day, yeah, go to LinkedIn. You'll get all those in mail, whatever, and people will message you and say, hey, I can help you do X, Y, and Z. Or have you thought about doing LinkedIn ads or Facebook ads or Meta ads, whatever? And it's just like I have so many of those messages. I don't even check LinkedIn anymore because that's all the messages I get. So for B2B, the best social media platform, or platforms, I should say, is all of them. Where do business people hang out? They are regular people like you and I. We are on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Snapchat, we're on X, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Red Note. Like we are on all these platforms, and that's how, like, that VP of marketing that I was talking about, they found me on Instagram. They recommended me to the CEO or whatever it is, and we're like, yeah, get on a call with this guy. We want to work with him. He can help us, right? So, everybody, even billionaires are on social media platforms.
I have two competitors and they have similar offers like me. And one competitor did 5 millions
Yeah,
solely from Instagram last year. Another competitor, she made 3 millions, and but she combined Instagram plus
yeah,
email marketing. And they don't have crazy offers, they don't have too many products. Means actually I have many more offers, many
yeah,
more products, and maybe that might be the problem also
yeah,
because I'm too scattered and they are too focused. So it is really, and now means our team had changed the strategy. We are focusing more on Instagram because that was really ignored platform. Because yeah, we have been regularly putting content on YouTube and
yeah,
LinkedIn and all. And LinkedIn, I really don't know the algorithm because I remember same post which I put and someone else put, and I had more followers, but still that person's post got way more
yeah,
views than mine. I have no idea
yeah.
why.
So I think like you really hit the nail on the head there with the amount of offers people have. Typically the more offers you have, the less action somebody's going to take, because they're like, which one of these is for me, right? If you go into a Costco,
Yeah, and they're confused. They're confused.
yeah,
What exactly do
if
you
you go
do?
into Costco, for example, the Costco has a really great strategy. They'll have 1 to 3 variations of each thing, right? So they'll have 3 different salad dressings or 2 different salad dressings. You can't, there's no big choice. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get one of these 2 or one of these 3. And if you go next time you're in Costco, look at that and say, oh, okay, yeah, they actually only do have a couple of these different versions of these products. And they do that purposely so that people don't have to make a choice, right? They don't have to think about making a choice, I should say. So for me, like when somebody wants to work with us, we have one option, right? One price point, one option. And if we want to increase that, we can either double it or triple it, but we're not like that's the program, right? I sell one course, right? That I don't need, like, I at first I did have a local SEO course, and I had my main SEO mastery course, and I had a course about writing content that ranks, and I had all these other courses, and people don't want to have to think about all that. So when I got rid of all that and I just have the one uh, SEO mastery course, like that's my entire process, everything is in there, right? I'm selling way more of those because that's all people can buy, right? And they're looking for a step-by-step solution, and that is it.
Yeah, this is really amazing. So, what someone can do if they are loaded with offers and all? So, will you help them eliminate the things which are not working and focus on only the
No,
things which are working?
so basically what we're doing for our clients is we're helping them rank higher on Google, show up higher on Google, get more website traffic. I am not like I've done that in the past where I help clients craft offers, uh, you know, consolidate offers, all that kind of stuff. That is up to them. That is a totally different strategy, and it's way too much to get involved with, right? So it's kind of up to you. Like, do you have 10 different packages people can buy, or do you have one or two?
Yeah, I followed that strategy, and initially on my homepage, I had so many offers. Now I cleaned my homepage. Now there is only this main offer when someone comes on the homepage, and they just see that offer. And but I have 3 steps, means they can launch and they can scale and then
Yep.
they can sell globally. So at each point, may I just have only one offer. So depending on where they want to, yeah, stand, where they want to focus, they just can go for that. Yeah, that's really great to know. And we are talking about ranking high on Google, and also we are talking about social media. And you are advertising specialist. So tell me, is there any free advertising tool that people
Yeah.
can use? Because advertising can drain lot of money, and especially solopreneurs, when they start a business, they don't have that much of money
Yeah.
sitting in their bank that they can put into advertisement. So what tips
So,
you can give them?
Sue, I don't know if you know this, but right now in 2025, this is the greatest time in history to be a business owner. You have all of these free
Mm.
platforms that are actively pushing your content out to new people. People will start knowing about your business. The only caveat there is when you're talking about Instagram and TikTok and platforms like that, is you need to show up in video form, right? Videos are the piece of content that they're pushing the most. If you post carousels and photos, unless something goes like crazy viral, nobody's seeing it besides your followers, right? Even for me, if I post, like, I have a ton of followers, if I post a carousel, it might get 70, 80,000 views, which is fantastic. But those are the only people who are following me. That doesn't really reach outside of that, at least at this point. The algorithm may change. We're not, well, I'm going to say we're not 100% sure. It will change. It has been changing. Um, so social media is free. SEO is free. There are free tools like answerthepublic.com where you can go there, type in your industry or your product, and it will give you questions that people are asking about your industry, topic, product, whatever it might be. And all you have to do is take those questions, group any relevant ones together, and write a blog post. Publish that on your site and make sure that it's helpful content. And when I say helpful content, like put your experience into it. Go through the steps and say, what is the first thing somebody needs to know? What is the second thing? And just answer the question like that. Make sure that after they read that piece of content, they won't have any other questions. They don't need to go anywhere else to learn about that topic.
Yeah, that is really amazing. I saw many people actually they are writing blogs, but they are trying to sell too many
Yeah.
offers during the blog itself, and somehow that was really confusing for me. Means, okay, you are writing a blog, you are trying to educate, but then every paragraph you have different
Yeah.
offer to sell, and what is happening? So, what is your
So
opinion about that?
you can sell in blog posts, right? You don't have to, just create altruistic content. At the end of the blog post, for example, you could say, if you want to learn more about how we can help you do blank, you can always fill out the form or give us a call today. You can put that at the end, or you could just have like one or two buttons between your content, right? That say get a free quote or, shop here or like find more, blue dresses here. And that goes to those pages on your site. But the content itself should be helpful, right? If people are finding use in that content, they may click around to other pages on your site. They may just organically, reach out to you. But the thing I don't know, like remember, um, is that, or no, sorry, not the thing to remember. What am I talking about? One hack that is all small business owners should be doing this. Make sure that as soon as you build your site, you have the meta pixel on there. So like the Facebook and Instagram pixel, make sure you have that on your site. Make sure you have the TikTok pixel, Pinterest, whatever it is, because as you start getting traffic to your website, like you don't need to advertise on those platforms. You don't need to spend money to set those things up. But as you start getting organic traffic to your website, say people are coming to your blog, right? Somebody is interested in your topic. You can, with those pixels, it'll start collecting all that data on your behalf. And if you do decide, hey, I want to start doing some advertising, you will have that data in your pixel already, right? And I guess that like a real hack for that is spend $3 to $5 a day on meta ads, just retargeting people who have visited your website, right? Like you know that they're interested in your topic, they've been to your website, retarget them with an ad saying, give us a call or, sign up for this free thing, because you want to get their email address. At the end of the day, get as many email addresses as you possibly can, because that's where the real money is made.
Yeah, because you don't own social media. It is good, it is free, but yeah, you own your subscribers list,
Exactly.
no doubt about it. And w- actually, I forgot to ask one question about Instagram. That did you go live on Instagram? And if you went live on Instagram, how often did you go
I
live?
used to go live more often than I do now, maybe once a week, maybe once every couple weeks, but Instagram Live is not the greatest. TikTok Live is a lot better because TikTok actually pushes your live to more people the longer that you're on. Instagram, on the other hand, will put out a blast saying, "Hey, Matt's live right now. Go watch his live video or tune in, whatever." And you might get a couple hundred people on that live, but as it drops off, it doesn't replenish. Instagram doesn't keep showing it to new people. At least at the time of this recording, it is not showing it to new people. I would love that if it showed to new people, because I would be on live all the time.
So, do you plan your
Nope.
live in advance and put it on a TikTok or Instagram, or
I
you
just go
can just
live
go
like when I feel like it.
live? Oh, okay. So still the algorithm
On
helps you,
TikTok, yes, but not on
especially
Instagram.
TikTok. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And when we were talking about the blog post, I come across with lots of people, they
Yeah.
change their niche and they have some old niche blog post, and then they wonder whether to keep those blogs or remove those blogs or refurbish them. What is your
Um,
opinion about that?
my whole thing is like, why are people changing their niche, right? If you change your niche, start a new website. Like, and I know that's a very blanket, vague thing to say, but like Google is going to know you for that one niche that you've been building for, however many years or months. And if you just switch that all of a sudden, Google's going to be like, well, I thought you served plumbers and now you're saying that you serve doctors, right? Those are two very different things, right? So I always tell people like, don't niche jump, don't industry jump. If you want to build an audience, if you want to build a following, stay in one niche. If you think it's not working, you just haven't like done it long enough, right?
So long enough means
Until it
how
works.
long? Because most solopreneurs quit their business before launching their first product. Many entrepreneurs don't see second year in their business. Those who see second year, many of them don't see
Yeah.
fifth year in the business. So what can you tell
You
them?
you just haven't done it long enough. Like the first year I was in my business, I made not a lot of money. Like just enough to live, maybe not even, right? And I've had other businesses before that I didn't make money off of. I was scraping by, I was getting into debt. So they were all related to what I do now. They were related to SEO and like actually, sorry, when I say related to SEO, like one was like a digital publication, right? So basically a blog, a magazine, online magazine that we used to get people to the website, and we were selling ads basically to companies. Um, so like I've been doing SEO for a long time, just in different regards. Um, but like people now know me, and people have known me for a long time as, if you need SEO, if you want to show up higher on Google, go contact Matt. It's because I've been doing it for 12 years at this point, right? If you give it 1 year, people aren't going to associate you. If you open up a bakery, people aren't going to be like, oh yeah, Sue is a baker now, right? And if you close down within a year, they're going to forget all about that, right? But if you're there for 5 years and you're pushing through and you're creating content and you're writing blog posts and you're going to community events and you're doing literally everything that you can possibly do, there is no way you won't be successful. You just need to stick with it, push, push, push. And I hate to use this as an example, but there's a lot of people who get into real estate, right? Who are like realtors, and they'll be a realtor for 6 months or a year, and they're like, oh, I haven't got enough business, or I haven't done this. And it's like, then they go do something else and they change their niche, right? They're doing something different now. And
I know I have one of
yeah,
my friends like that. Yeah, she's into real estate, and then every time we get together, she's talking
yeah,
about something new business. Oh, yeah, I
it's
totally
those,
agree
like,
with
I
you.
feel like those are and we all know those kinds of people. They're chasing the gold rush, the get rich quick schemes. Not that they're doing any of that, and not that it's wrong that they're looking at different opportunities, but it's the only way to run a successful business is to obsess about it, is to work in it and on it every single day and be relentless. If you give up after a year, you were never going to make it to 5 years, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's really hard truth,
yeah,
but it is true. No doubt about it. So now people who are working hard, how can they convert their website into a sales machine?
run ads. um, like it really depends on what
Okay.
you're doing. So if you are if you don't have any money and you want to turn your website into a sales machine, post on social media every day, post videos on social media every day, write a blog post 2 times a week, helping people, answering questions, right? That is how you do it. And then on that website, make sure you have calls to action, right? Within the blog content, have a button that says, get a free quote, or browse our shop, or whatever that call to action you want them to take. Make sure that that's in the content, or have like an exit intent pop-up, which is a pop-up that comes when somebody, like, it pops up when somebody's trying to leave your website. Have that come up and say, hey, wait, don't go, fill out our contact form, or get this free digital download, whatever that thing might be. And yeah, that's how you turn it into a sales machine. But on top of that, if you do have a budget, which you should always have some kind of budget, spend money on Facebook ads or on Meta ads, right? Retarget people who are coming to your
You know,
website, find new audiences, get them signed up to your newsletter, always have some kind of lead magnet, which is something you give away for free in exchange for their email address. And I know you know that, Sue, but I'm just saying that for anybody who's listening. Um, yeah, that's like you have to do everything all at the same time if you want it to be like a real sales machine. Not that you need to do everything in order to be successful, but if you want to scale and you want to say like a sales machine, that's what you need to do.
no, actually, I had run Facebook ads, even Pinterest ads and Google ads, but the leads which I got were
Yeah,
really junk. How can you make sure that you get quality leads?
have better ads. That's basically it. Have more qualifying questions. So even for me, so on my website, I used to have my contact form would be like, what's your first name, last name, your company website, and I think it was like, what's your budget, right? And then I had three different options of budget. Now I have maybe 10 questions that people need to answer before they can click submit. And that gives me all the information that I know or that I need to know whether I want to get on a call with them or work with them. If they don't have a budget and they don't have a website yet, there's no way we can't work with them. So why am I getting on a call and wasting my time? Right. And then on the other end, if somebody says, I have a $5,000 a month budget, here's my website. We've already done SEO in the past. It didn't work. I really like your stuff. Then I'm like, okay, that's a call that I'm more willing to get on because that person is already pre-qualified.
So, if a solopreneur wants to hire you, what is the range means of their budget should be?
Our packages start, or package, I should say, because we just have the one, starts at $3,000 a month. Yeah.
Okay. And on an average, how many months they need
Oh,
to
yeah.
work till they
So
see
we
the
have a
results?
12-month contract. So you have to sign up with us for a year at $3,000 a
Okay.
month. And usually like it's really different for every single client, but like some clients we've seen in month 3, they're getting a lot of traffic, right? Other clients in month 6, that's when they start getting more traffic. We had a client who we worked with for a year, and like we know what we're doing. I've been doing this for a long time. His traffic couldn't break 50 people a month. And I started asking more questions. I was like, what is wrong with this domain? Like, yes, SEO takes time, but there's something fishy going on here. So we built him a whole new website for free on a new domain, and the two are not connected. And all of a sudden, the first month, couple hundred people. Second month, a couple hundred more people. So there's an issue with the domain in that case, right? So it really depends on the business, how quickly, and like the competition, how quickly we can get results.
So, how can someone find out if they have problem with
It's
their
really hard to
domain?
do. If you've worked with an SEO person or taken SEO courses and you're doing all the right things and you're doing all the right things, you've had somebody audit your website and all this kind of stuff, and they go, yeah, you know what, you're using the keyword, in all the proper places, you're getting backlinks, you're doing all this stuff. And if the traffic is just not going up, that could be an indication that there's a domain issue. Now, I've been doing this for a long time and I've only seen one. So it's likely not the issue. The issue is likely that you are using AI to write content and it's just regurgitating information that somebody else has already said on the internet, and it's not adding any value, right? That is now the biggest thing that I see when people are like, I'm not ranking. You're not using the keyword and you're using AI only written content. And there's nothing wrong with AI written content. We do it every single day for our clients, but we go in and we make sure we're editing it. We make sure it's quality content, that it's helpful, that it has their experience and their expertise, right? It's not just copy pasted. You can't do that.
So, if someone wants to rank high on Google, what are the steps they should
The
take?
steps you should take, you should know what goes into all like the process, like what all the elements are that you need to know about. And Sue, I have good news. I have a free course called Understanding SEO that teaches you all of those elements, right? What a title tag is, what a meta description is, what a heading tag is, what are the different types of heading tags, how many should you use, all that kind of stuff. So that's a free course that I have called Understanding SEO. That's the first step. I would say start there, watch that course. Or if you find other people talking about all this stuff, great. Just make sure it's all packaged in a row, and that you don't need to buy it. Because if you need to buy it, just take mine for free.
Okay, so I have another question. Means basically, some people have
Yep.
lots of followers, but then they fail to convert them
Yep.
followers into buyers. What should they do?
They should create so much value for those people that they will buy. Right. So what I mean by that is you have to, first of all, you have to get them off Instagram. You have to get them off Facebook or off TikTok or whatever platform. And then you have to get them onto your email list. Right. And then once they're on the email list, continue giving them value for a month or 2 months. And then they'll be like, wow, Sue has really helped me understand this problem that I had. I've made progress. This is really great. And then by month 3, you can say, hey, I know you've been making a lot of progress and I've been sending you all of these free gifts. So you're definitely going to be interested in my, whatever the offer is. Right. And don't phrase it like I just did. You have to be a little bit more tactical than that. But get people on your email list because that's where people buy.
Also, I heard another opinion. Some people are saying you are nurturing people too much and you are not selling them. That's why the sale is not happening. So they are telling that you should hit the iron when it is hot. When someone is coming into your community, if you sell them immediately, they will buy because they are already hot.
Not
So, what is your
necessarily.
opinion about that?
There are different buying cycles as well, right? So if it's a higher ticket item, it's probably going to be a longer buying cycle. So you want to, I don't like saying nurture because that just like, to me, it seems like you're trying to scam them. Like, oh, I'm going to nurture you until you're ready. It's like, I want to help you, right? Instead of nurture, let's help, right? I want to help you until you're at a better place. And even if you get to a better place and you don't need to take my course, I'm really happy for you, right? If I teach somebody how to do SEO, it's like there was this guy in Dubai, a doctor. He was like, I watched all your videos. Like I was on a Zoom call with, just a bunch of people doing website audits. He's like, I got all of the tips from your Instagram free videos, and I'm getting 8,000 visitors per month to my website. And I was like, so you haven't bought my course, you haven't spent any money, you haven't bought any tools that I have, you haven't given me a dime. And the guy goes, correct. And I say, that's awesome, right? Like that's for me. I want to like genuinely help people. And if you're just helping people in order to get a big payday at the end, they're going to see that. If you are truly helpful and like help people without asking for anything in return, people will buy from you eventually. You just need to, make sure that you've created so much value that they're like, oh, Matt's selling something, I'm going to go buy it. I don't care what it is, but it's going to help me.
So you answered my next question. My next question was if someone doesn't have any budget for marketing, what should they do? I think you answered my question. They should come to your Instagram and they watch the video. I think they will get all the wealth of information over there. So that was any other thing you
I was
want
just going
to
to say
add
there's a
into
lot
that?
of different people out there that you can follow on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Just be careful because some people are really just trying to either confuse you and make it seem harder than it is and get you to pay them to do it for you, which is not like I do the opposite. I'm like, here's how to do everything. If you don't have time to do it yourself, sure, you can hire us, right? But or like if you can grow your website to a place where you don't have time to maintain it anymore because you're so busy, give us a call, right? That's the ideal situation.
So what are the 3 or 5 most important things are missing from the small business people's website?
I think call to action, that's the biggest thing, right? Get a free quote here. Give us a call here. Add your, if you're like a physical business or a brick and mortar business, make sure that your hours of operation are very clear on your website and make sure that that's on your Google business profile as well. Because if it's not, people are going to show up at random times, or they're not going to show up at all because they're like, what if they're closed, right? They should be open, but what if they're closed? Yeah, and like, so have your business name, your address, and your phone number at the bottom in the footer of your website. And you could even put that at the very top of your website as well. Like, let people know where you are, when you're open, how to contact you.
I see in your profile actually you are combining two extremes
Yeah,
in your offer, because many times people say SEO because organic reach,
yep.
so you don't need ads. But you are doing SEO, you are doing organic reach, but you are
For our
also doing
clients.
ads. So
Oh, for me,
no,
yeah.
in general you are recommending. Yeah. So because I heard that okay, you increase your organic reach so that you
Yep.
don't have to do ads. But I see you are marrying both these things
Yeah, I
together.
want to reach as many people as possible.
S-
Yeah, like,
Okay.
with
So
like, if you have, so if you know that you have an offer that's really good, right? So I've been posting on social media for a long time. I know, a long time, a couple years now. I know I've gotten a lot of people on my email list. I know I have an offer, and kind of like a sequence, whatever you want to call it, where people, my offer is good, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So if I know organically that offer is good, I can take that offer or make variations on different landing pages if I wanted to, and promote those with ads, right? It could be to people who already know me, it could be to people who don't know me. We're testing things all the time. So it's really like, do you want to, like, how big do you want to grow? How much money do you want to make? Like, the possibilities are endless, right? You don't need to spend money on ads to rank on Google or to, build a business. Does it help? Absolutely.
so you mentioned about the doctor from Dubai. You also mentioned about the domain, but I want to know more about your really golden clients. You are proud of your work and even their commitment. So can you tell us some testimonials, some case
Yeah.
studies?
So I can't say who the client is, but they are a local business that they deliver their product, right? They have couriers, whatever. They deliver their product to people. So we started working with them. They're making about $200,000 a year to $250,000 a year, and now I think they're close to $700,000 a year. And all they're doing is working with us with SEO. They're not running ads. They're doing some social media stuff, but it's coming from the SEO.
That is really great to know. So now, if someone wants to follow you, someone wants to know all the wealth of information you're providing them, where can they
They
find
can
you?
find me on Instagram. So just if you look up my name, Matt Diamante, you will find me. It's always going to be the profile that has the most amount of followers. There are a lot of people. I'm going to warn everybody now. There's people out there who have my profile picture and my name, and they're trying to sell us crypto scams and schemes, all this kind of stuff. Do not fall for that. I would never do that. It's crazy, but yeah. So Matt Diamante, my handle changes depending on platform, which I always tell my clients, make sure all your handles are the same. So my handle on Instagram is HeyTony.agency, and on TikTok it's HeyTony Agency. On YouTube, I think it's HeyTony Agency on TikTok. On YouTube, it's HeyTony Advertising, right? So it's all over the place. But if you search my name on any of those platforms, you will find,
So just
or
look
Matt
for
Diamante.
HeyTony.
Yeah.
Okay, and you will find. So I actually asked almost all the questions whatever I wanted to ask. But if I missed out on anything, if you want to add, yeah, please feel free to
I
do
really don't
so.
have anything to add in terms of like questions or anything like that. I will just say marketing takes time. Organic marketing takes time. Don't change your niche. Give it time. Like, time is the secret to everything. Anything can be solved with time. So if you're giving up after 6 months or 3 months or a year, you're not giving it enough time, right? And when I say give it time, like, you need to actively be working towards whatever you're trying to achieve every single day, right? No days off. Just keep working. And I'm not like I'm not like one of those hustle bros, hustle all the time, but I really like what I do. So I'm always thinking about it or always working on it. Even, before we got on this podcast, it's Saturday. I was in my basement setting up lighting and a camera so I could film a Instagram video, right? I'm trying something new. I usually don't do that. I usually just use my phone. But I'm like, I want to try something new. I want to figure this out. So I'm like figuring out how to set up the camera and the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I'm just going on and on and on. But it's, if you want to do it, you will do it. If you at your heart don't actually want to do what you're doing, like, that niche or whatever it is, then I don't think you're going to be successful.
It's so true. You just actually gave nuggets after nuggets, and I am pretty sure. Means I know my life is changed, and it's such a blessing to know. And of course, I'm going to. Hey, thanks for joining us. We are blessed to have you as part of our community, and whatever way we can help you, serve you, let us know. Please subscribe and let us know how we can help you, what resources you want. We have lots of free resources and also free collaboration joint venture groups you can join and explode your business, because most solopreneurs quit their business before they launch their first products, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why we have special launch service where you can monetize your digitals and become profitable as fast as within 7 days. And if you want to scale your business, join our membership New Beginning Success Collaboration, where we'll provide you MRR and PLR products and collaborations so that you can scale your business with ease and effortlessly. And hey, if you want to sell your digitals all over the world, yes, we will provide you affiliates more than 200 countries. So everything is possible. Just live your dream, follow your dream, and whichever way we can help you, do let us know. Thank you and God bless you.